Considering I did no practice at all. Oh no! Skip past all three of them quickly. Good. No, that's unfortunate. Sophie got caught in that. And she's been doing really well up to this point. What happened there? Was that a matter of Sophie tried to defend and Mikhail was already up the inside? Or was that a matter of that Mikhail was trying to go up into a gap that wasn't there? Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Aceikith Gaming and welcome to the RPM GT3 Championship, round number 5. Yes, you've heard that right. First iRacing video of my league racing for this season, and it's round number 5. So a lot has happened over the past, I'd say, month. Obviously round 1 did not go particularly well. I decided to actually pit start the race because my qualifying went terribly. It did. And on top of all of that, then going into week 2, straight after 6 hours at the Glen, my PC decided, as I've said before earlier in the week, my PC decided to basically go because my SSD decided to corrupt. So obviously week 2 and week 3, I could not race because I did not have my PC then. And week number 4, I decided to not record the race because I was still fine-tuning everything, making sure everything was all a-okay. I will be honest, I will say in this video as well, I actually wished I had recorded it because it was a good race, although we did get caught up in an incident as I was coming out of pit lane, which the other driver did get penalised for. But yeah, this week, round 5 is at Virginia International Raceway. A personal favourite track of mine is now recently been made a free track. So a lot more drivers tend to drive this track now. And I think a lot of drivers are starting to find that they do enjoy the track. Although this is a reasonably small field. The GT3 class I do not really drive a great amount at the moment. I've been finding GTPs a bit more enjoyable to drive at the moment. I am going to be honest. Be aware for the content with regards to that soon, because I may start posting that from next week. But yeah, in Virginia International Raceway, we start P23, so a little bit more further back than what I would like. But considering the fact that I knew I was not really doing that much practice on this track leading up to this, I'd in fact not even put in a single lap until this night. When I actually recorded this race. So yeah, it should be a lot of fun though. But if you do like the video, do not forget to hit that like button. It does help out the channel a lot. And if you do wish to subscribe to the channel as well, look ahead to our further league racing and also our further any other iRacing videos, maybe even some Walking Dead Telltale series content, because we are recording that as well, and also even YouTube shorts which are coming directly from my streams as well. Very much like you to be able to subscribe to that if you do like that kind of content as well. But otherwise, we'll leave you the race. It's going to be an hour and a half long. Still one of my first races on my new rig as well. I am starting to get a lot more comfortable, and it does feel like it is getting there. So hopefully you enjoy the race. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Enjoy it. See you again soon.
Go, go!
Oh, that is bad.
Left side, clear left, on your left, hold your line.
Let's get through this safely.
Still there.
I don't mind losing positions on the first lap, honestly,
clear left.
because I know how easily you can lose positions. And look at that, the guy that made arguably a jump start is now the one that loses it.
Still there. Still there. Clear to the left.
So cold tards and cold brakes. Let's get stuck in with it then, shall we? Bit of a mental start. I'm not even sure where we are. P22. So yeah, the race starts on the track can sometimes be a little bit manic, really, to be honest. It's just a matter of being sensible, really, to be honest. Just a matter of being sensible for the most part. And that's what we've done. Yeah, I think we started P23, and despite us not getting a great start, we still gained a place. Right. Reggie behind Sophie. Sophie's not doing too bad. Like, she's always had good pace, to be fair.
P22. Okay, Al, the next car is Randall.
It's going to take things nice and gently, really, to be honest. It's not a great track for overtaking, to be completely honest. But you can still gain a decent amount of fuel per lap. Well, I might have started to lose the rear a little bit then.
The leader has just done a 147.00.
Okay, so track temperature's at 45, so it's not too bad. Philip Schwerker, obviously making his way through the field. He did get a qualifying ban. Yeah,
Right
so we're not going to
side,
put up too
clear
much of a
right.
fight with him, really.
On your right, clear right.
No, Al, come on, mate, defend your position.
Last season's champion as well, by the way. He did get a qualifying ban. I believe it's a record number of drivers that got a qualifying ban for this race, actually, 6. Obviously, Philip Schwerker obviously making his way through.
The track temperature is falling. It's now 44 Celsius.
Right, so all we've got really behind is JP Kyle, who is one of the new drivers coming for this season, I believe. I do believe I started behind him and I managed to get ahead of him quite early. Could be wrong.
Fastest lap for Van Horn, 146.91. B23, come on, we can do better than this. Focus on your exits, keep it smooth. Sector 1 is 1.7 off the pace. You're 2/10 off the pace in Sector 2. Sector 3 is 0.46 off the pace.
God.
Okay, Al, stay close. Wait for him to make a mistake.
He was actually going to try and tap me, and that way he got spun round. And that would have been his fault, because I'm actually on his inside. I'm entitled to some space.
The gap's now 0.34.
Thank you.
New fastest lap for Rays, 146.76.
Thanks, Mike.
I believe Stoughton was another driver that got a qualifying ban for this race as well. He'll be coming through the field, although a bit slower. He is very quick on one lap pace, but his race pace isn't the greatest. He does kind of consistently make mistakes. Right, okay. I might think about actually make a move on Jorgen if I can.
Alright, our fuel window will open after 31 minutes and closes at about 1 hour, 3 minutes.
But where is the question? Whoa!
Yellow flag.
Okay. We were kind of hoping that that wasn't going to be the case during this race, but it's happened. Somebody's skipping across the track. Actually fitted right in between Petter and Jorgen as well. Quite funny. There's been a crash. Christian Middlestadt.
Yellow
Oh,
flag.
dear.
Keep your wits about you, mate.
He's actually had a good start as well.
V21, you've just done a 149.11. You're a second down in sector 3.
So what's going on here? Why are we caught up to a large group? Have they all been fighting for position, I guess?
Our left. Clear left. Left side. Clear to the left.
Okay, Al, don't let this guy distract you.
Left side. Still there. Hold your line. Keep it steady. Still there. Hold your line. Still there. Still there. Clear left.
That's a really good move. Right. That was actually quite important, I think. That's the thing, Jorgen... What happened to his iRacing, by the way? 1.6? That's not him. I wonder if he's just been having a series of bad luck on iRacing recently. Because he is a gold level driver, so when you start the season, you get put into like a class. And he would have been, I think, about my iRating. Now the reason why I'm silver is because GT3 isn't really my main car. But then I haven't really been racing on iRacing, like, you know, regularly for a long time. So my iRating has been staying reasonably high for my driver level. But then part of that is also because I do multi-class racing, and that's where a lot of incidents happen. But Jorgen, he's really dropped in iRating in the past week, I believe.
Yellow flag.
Maybe more than that. Oh, Cyril's made a mistake. He was P2 earlier.
Alright Al, you're gaining on this car. The gap is 0.9.
Okay, so my pace is actually
New fastest lap
really
from
gone
Shirk,
up.
146.62.
I'm getting past Jorgen, so that's good.
B19, that last lap was at 147.93.
Actually not far off my qualifying lap. Track temperature's dropped a little bit, which is actually good for me. Only a little bit in the slipstream with Petto right now.
The gap to Randall behind is now 1.0 seconds.
That was pretty much perfect, that was actually, near enough. But that last section of track before the start-finish straight is actually quite difficult to get right.
That lap was at 148.13.
Because you have to brake earlier than what you realise.
The gap in front is now 1.0.
Right. So me and Petto are about the same pace. I think if anything he's actually gaining on me. But then also the group that is around us ahead aren't really batting anymore. Which I guess is nice. I am noticing my rear left tyre starting to get a little hot. So I am intentionally not
Don't let this
pushing
guy intimidate you.
so hard right now. Just trying to cool
The
the
lap time was
tyre
at
down.
48.74.
Hey there, Cheese, how you doing?
Gap to Grandal behind is now 0.8.
Yeah, well, Tyre goes brr. Tyre goes, I'm melting right now. Because the track temperature is a bit high. But considering what it is, I'm okay with it. I was thinking it was going to be about 47, 48, which would have been very high and would have been very difficult, but with it being about 44, it's not much lower, but it does make a difference, honestly. Oh, that wasn't great. Yeah, I just can't seem to keep the tyre cool enough. It's operating at the same tyre pressure the entire time, which gives off that the tyre, yeah, is going even higher. Not going to be an easy one, I'll tell you that now. Because I feel like if I go any slower, Jorgen will pass. I don't want to lose a position just to save the tyres, that's the thing. I'm kind of forced to do this kind of you know, push when I don't really want to push. Yeah, I hope you're doing well there, by the way, Cheese. Have you managed to find a replacement for me for League this week, or are you not doing Clash this week? The 3 people, maybe 4 in Moxie. Oh yeah, because Moxon said he does.
Grandal is closing you down.
He does
The gap's
play a
gone
little
down
bit
to
top lane, doesn't he?
0.8.
I've heard. Yeah, hopefully so. Like I know my particular champion pool really helps out the Clash team a lot because it really suits our Clash team very well. His Orn ain't bad. Oh, that's good then. Yeah, because Orn actually does suit a champion pool quite well as a team comp as well. So, for those of you watching on YouTube and not sure what we're talking about, by the way,
Sector 1 is 0.5 off the pace.
Cheese is our leader for our Clash team on League of Legends, and usually I'm the mid laner. And this weekend is obviously the 24 hours of Spa, which obviously clashes with yeah, with the 24 hours of Spa is clashing with the Clash tournament this weekend.
Okay, Al, hold your nerve, just keep it smooth, no
So
mistakes.
obviously I can't really compete in it, and Cheese is obviously looking for players that are able to play them roles for, like, you know, just a one single Clash tournament, because obviously I can't play it. So we've already got, he's already got one person. They just got to find a replacement for me. They have, so...
Yellow flag, watch out.
Oh, it's Mikel Buquet.
Come on, don't make it easy for him. Make him go the long way around. The gap to Randall behind is now 1.0.
Right. 24 minutes in, and just starting now, the front tyres are starting to lose a little bit of front end grip. I am hoping to try and pit as late as I physically can, but with the high track temperature, it might be a good idea to pit in a little bit earlier. The earliest that I will pit in at is 50 minutes. That is kind of the goal if I have to pit in earlier, but the later the better. You can see that it's a little bit difficult to turn in right now, but everybody pretty much is going to be feeling the same effect. It is more of a matter of how you handle it, really.
Your last lap time was at 1:48.33.
Jorgen's pushing a bit too hard, I think.
The gap in front is now 0.6.
I will be honest, I'm happy with my pace overall. obviously. Considering I did no practice at all. Oh no! Let's get past all three of them quickly. Good. No, that's unfortunate. Sophie got caught in that. And she's been doing really well up to this point. What happened there? Was that a match of Sophie trying to defend and Mikhail was already up the inside? Or was that a matter of that Mikhail was trying to go up into a gap that wasn't there? Right, so our next challenger up the road now is Aceikith. He's actually been doing pretty well so far himself.
It's a new fastest lap for Shirk, 146.49.
Last
the gap
season,
to Randall behind is now 1.2.
last season, I will admit, Ola had a really good start to the season. And in the second half of the season, he completely fell off.
P16.
I did wonder if something was going to happen there, to be honest, because it did seem like that Mikhail was getting a little feisty. You know, obviously he was right at the front of the field. He had lost considerable amount of places. So he obviously wanted to get up through the field again. He obviously has the pace. That's why he was right at the top of the end of the field. And look what's happened now. Unfortunately, he has... Oh, we don't know if he's the one that's caused the incident, or whether it's Sophie. But an incident happened, obviously, right in front of us. Wasn't a good entry. Yeah, Sophie's in the pits, unfortunately.
That's half fuel. You've used half your fuel.
Peto is as well. Whoa, okay. And so is Mikhail. So all three of them are in the pits. Robert Stoughton's been coming through the field slowly but surely. Now, Robert is quicker than me, of course. That's why he's been slowly coming through the field. I wonder how far the field Philip is now. Obviously, he came past us earlier on. Early in the race. Peter Cox is leading. Wow. That turn, I do love that turn, honestly, but sometimes it is a matter of how brave do you go around that turn before it's too much and you send yourself off the track. Because it's not a turn that you can just make a small mistake. You know, you make a mistake, you're way off the track. There's no way you're saving it. Because it's very slippery as well.
The gap ahead is now 2.7 seconds.
Come on, in you go. These tires are definitely seen better days, I will say. Right. I've been summoned here from a YouTuber called Brain DVD. When you were in a lobby against a base stock on Larry's, who was playing Ash, and you were playing Zarina. Oh, was he?
That's your quickest lap. Sector
Well,
1
first of all,
is
welcome into
0.5
the stream.
off the pace.
That I'm not sure when that might have been. Maybe on Monday, because I do surviving Monday streams where I play DVD Survivor for a while. Oh, was it? Oh my goodness, that was a long time ago. About 5 months ago. Well, we'll need to concentrate. It's not an easy track, this one is, really, to be fair, but I do like it. It's a very fun layout. This track in general. It's a very fun layout. Just watching some of his videos and see your name. Well, thank you ever so much for your follow as well, and welcome on in, Sam. We did do a little bit of a variety on the channel as well. Oh, that was a little bit wider than what I would have liked.
On your right. Still there. Clear to the right.
Bad luck, mate.
Yeah, thank you ever so much, Sam. I tell you, I've definitely seen better days. Mind you, I know Robert's really quick. He is a little prone to mistakes, but he's a very quick driver. Yeah, right now what we're doing is we're doing a league race that we do on Wednesday evenings. So this week we're at Virginia International Raceway. We are located in, of course, Virginia in the United States of America.
The gap ahead is now 0.8.
So it's one of the official tracks for the IMSA series. Very beautiful track, I must say. But it is, like, to me, it's a very fun layout.
17th place.
It's a very difficult layout because it's very complex. Some unusual track designs around certain areas of the track. It is as well. No worries there, Sam. Thank you ever so much for coming on by as well. But yeah, these races always go up onto my YouTube channel. They do at some point over the weekend normally, as long as they are decent. I'm pretty sure this one will. I did do a race here. I did do a race at Algorn. I did one of the brand new tracks on iRacing actually just last week, and I just wanted to focus on myself really more than anything else. The first sim race back since getting my PC back. Wanted to make sure that everything was at least working properly. Kind of wished I actually recorded the race itself, to be honest, because it was very good. It was actually. I had a good start. I did as well, in a very promising qualifying position, and still was gaining places at the start. Made one mistake in the first half of the race, my fault completely. I forgot where my braking point was. So you know, and these sort of things do happen. It does from time to time. So obviously that happened. We then decided to do an earlier stop than what we normally do, just to get out of the way of some traffic that we felt that we were quicker than. So we decided to pit early. On pit exit, unfortunately, another driver had spun just on like the little runoff area that is in between like the main track itself and the pit lane exit line. So like obviously with us being on the pit exit, we have to travel inside the pit lane exit lane. He decided to come into it while we're traveling in it, and basically I T-bone him. I do. He did actually get a fairly hefty penalty for it. He did as well for causing the incident. You know, you can't expect somebody to come out of the gap. They get a time penalty for crossing the white line if they do that. So I have to stay there. There was no way for me to move. Think of it like you've got a wall on either side. You can't obviously travel through the wall. You have to travel in the middle of it. So
the guy behind's catching. The gap's now 2.8.
Okay, this isn't a great lap because obviously I am talking. Yeah, we do sim racing on a Wednesdays. Sometimes we are planning to do, you know, not just a league race, but some extra sim racing before the league race itself, depending on how I feel. Obviously, we've been getting a table done. which will obviously have my mic and boom arm attached to it, my keyboard, my mouse. You know, so this is literally my first race with the table being set up. Literally just got set up today.
That lap time was 1:49.37.
So, and it's not anything fancy, it's just a plain white table really.
The gap in front has increased. It's now about 4.4.
Okay, heading to 40 minutes, which is coming up to the halfway point of the race. It's an hour and a half races, these are. And we do these races at 100% fuel allowance, so there's no like, but there is a strategy kind of. Hello. There is a strategy kind of. The pit window is already open, so technically you could pit, but personally, why would you right now? You know, you end up making it worse for yourself in the long run. You do. Especially if you're not really batting each other, because nobody else is really going to pit right now. But there might be a few that might, maybe, you know, if it's a difficult track to overtake. And this track isn't the easiest.
That was a 1:47.91. Sector 3 is 0.7 off the pace.
Okay, so the tyres do seem like they're cooling down just a little bit, which is nice. Let's just try and keep it in between the white lines, actually. Still on 0 incident points, which is actually pretty
The gap behind is
remarkable
now
on this
3.3.
track. You can see
17.
Ola Aceikith has gotten a little bit further ahead. But I'm fine with that. I know he's actually not a bad driver. He's actually decently quick. He is, so, and he's been improving the last couple of seasons as well. And with me being out of practice in driving in GT3 cars, obviously it doesn't help the matter, personally, obviously, so I'm not going to complain. My taste so far. I do feel like it's been consistent. Could it be faster? Possibly. It possibly could be faster.
Fastest lap for base, 1:46.39.
Hello Fraxton, how you doing? Yeah, thank you buddy. So, work in progress, see how it looked. And I will say, it does look quite nice as well to me, personally. So if you, those of you wondering, like, obviously if you are watching streams and wondering like, oh, do I have, like, you know, a different personal setup?
You're a second off the pace in Sector 1. Sector 2 is 0.25
with,
off the pace.
streaming, like,
Sector
say
3
for
is
example,
0.6 off the pace.
say for example Dead by Daylight over you know, something like this, I do actually have another camera. I do. So whenever I'm streaming iRacing, I actually have a separate camera. I do, that is purposely for iRacing streams. Okay, so the tyres are starting to go on me now. 3-2 ink clash, lovely. Mind you, Faxon is a mid laner as well, primarily, so. Yeah, you'd be working a lot for this week already, Fraxton. Oh, that's a little bit of a late turn in. Yeah, I am doing a few early shifts just to make sure that I'm not sliding, because it does feel like it's more on the front end than the rear end.
B16, that lap was at 148.32.
There are a few turns on this track that are pretty difficult. They are on this track, actually.
The gap behind is now 2.1.
Oh yeah, this is so much better. That's a fact, this will be a personal best as well.
P15, that lap time was 147.26.
Yeah, 47.2 is a pretty good lap in the race. It's not even far off the top drivers, actually, as a matter of fact. So we're about to hit the halfway mark. We are, so... And we're starting to lap at a good pace, we are, but we are going to start coming up to back markers in a moment.
Okay, Al, we're at the halfway point. Should be about 12 minutes of fuel remaining. Fastest lap for Shirk, 146.32. The car ahead's pitting.
I'll Aceikith in the pits.
Stay on it, keep digging. P14, your lap time was at 147.22.
Thank you. Zachary, you're very blicky.
Thank you, Ivan.
track temperature is decreasing. It's now 42 Celsius. The gap behind is now 2.4.
I wonder how long it will take before I start actually catching up to class. 'Cause I don't really want to be trapped behind
Thank
him.
you.
And if he lets me bar on a straight fairly easily, I'm not too worried. But I've had clashes with him before this season, so I don't entirely trust him, if I'm honest.
That last lap was a 147.86.
You joined back onto the track fairly quickly, just about managed to keep ahead of me, so it's alright, but could have been a bit dicey if that was a bit later. And I did have to kind of go offline just to avoid him as well. How many people have I killed? Actually, nobody. I've not even had an off track or anything like that, so I've not had any incidents whatsoever. I've witnessed one crash during this race. I have, between 3 drivers that were just coming across. They crashed in front of me. I managed to avoid it. But otherwise, it's like, I wouldn't say it's been uneventful. But for a while, we haven't really been having any battles on track, to be honest. So it's been more about us just, you know, keeping to a good pace, keeping to a good rhythm.
The car in front is pitting.
Okay, Stoughton's in the pits.
Alright Al, keep it nice and smooth. Come on, let the race come to us. P11, you've just done a 148.30.
I do wonder if I can get some clean laps in when I get fresh tyres on, if I can actually get into the 46s. It's possible, I think.
Thank you.
Oh, you've also
Sorry,
got
I
Doctor
didn't saw you coming out of the pit lane.
Doctor and Ghostface. Oh, lovely. Ghostface is both of them aren't really like high tier killers in Dead by Daylight, but you know, they're both very fun. You know, Ghostface, I tend to lean around a little bit on him. I do and have a lot of fun. Doctor don't play a great amount of, but I did play a lot of him back when I first started playing Dead by Daylight. So Doctor, on a beginner level, can be quite fun. He can, especially. You know, he's very good with knowing where survivors are around the map with his shocking abilities.
P9, that lap was a 147.92.
Well, yeah, like, and the main thing is fun and all that. Plus, also you got extra perks. Just trying to think. Ghostface's perks are actually pretty
That's a new
decent.
fastest lap for Shirk, 145.77.
Particularly, I'm all ears is actually a good perk. So like, say for example, you got a difficult loop, but they're high walls, you'll know where the survivor is and they won't know where you are. When they vault for a short period. So you can actually mind game them perfectly. You can if you play it right. Yeah, Ghostface is fun. He's slightly similar to Michael Myers in a way. With him having a... but his power works slightly differently.
Sorry about that, Ruby.
Instead of having like a meter for just yourself, which would affect all players, you have a meter for each individual survivor. Exactly, yeah, with stalking. Exactly. But instead of it being for like, you know, overall, it's for each individual survivor. Yeah, you'll feel like Twitch, yeah, from League of Legends, definitely. I think David was ahead of me earlier. I was hiding. Yep. And Ghostface has one of the best moors in the game as well. He literally, no word of a lie, is mooring at the end of it. After stabbing the survivor to death, he then takes a selfie with said survivor. It's brilliant. And there's a lot of survivor mains that actually do like Ghostface as well. Because Ghostface, well, here's one thing that maybe is debatable whether it's a good thing or not. Depends on how you feel about teabagging, really, to be honest, and BMing. Ghostface is the only killer that can teabag back at the survivors as well. So you get a survivor that teabags you, say for example, and then they make a wrong move, you teabag them back. It's actually quite hilarious when it happens, honestly. Hello darling, how you doing? Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Yeah, he feels like a killer that makes sense, yeah. And there's a few different playstyles you can play with him as well. You can play him in a completely memey way. You can just teabag with the survivors. On top of that, you can do like the one hit down type of thing and stalking survivors, try and bring up the element of surprise, or you can do the sneaky sneaks and wait for a survivor to come around the corner with aura reading perks and stab them from around the corner. There's a few different things that you can do with him and they're all fun. They are.
Okay, Al, that's good.
They're quite the memey game already. Oh, okay.
Hit this lap, in this lap.
Right, so we've got a box this lap. So I am going to maintain concentration for the next few minutes or so. Probably be about 5 minutes at least, maybe a bit longer, especially because I've got David Narbonne behind me, who I believe has already pitted, so he will be on fresh tyres.
Okay, Al, very little fuel left. Hit this lap, in this lap. Hans, ahead is pitting.
Oh, that's a... Is it? No. That's a bit lucky. My brakes weren't quite so good because the front tyres are so hot.
Rays is leading the race.
I thought I braked a little too late and overshot the pit lane entrance line, which would have given me a stop and hold penalty. You had quite the meme game already today. Ah, okay.
Take care, there's a car approaching.
Well, there goes my teammate, ready.
P18.
On your left. Keep it steady. Clear on the left.
The leader, Cox, is pitting.
Just got to remember I'm on cold tyres again.
Sharples is now in the lead.
Oh, that was Max. He's made a mistake. I've managed to get a plate from him. Excuse me. Daniel Slater's just come out of pit lane, I think, by the looks of it.
P17.
Thank you, Klaus.
Klaus is ahead of us again.
The leader, Sanderson, is pitting.
Go through here nice and slowly with my teammate. Left, so we shall do just that.
Car right. Clear right.
The gap to Sanders behind is now 4.1 seconds.
Okay, Klaus is actually coming into the pit, so that is actually not a bad thing, honestly.
Sanders behind is pitting now. That was a 147.94. Gap to Slater ahead is now 4.1 seconds.
Might try and see if we can go for a push lap. If I can.
Cox is now leading.
Okay, so Philip Schwerker is now P3. P2. And he's only 8.5 seconds behind Peter Cox, who's leading. And there's a little under half an hour to go. Yeah, apologies, Doug. I didn't actually reply back to you because I was in the pit stop phase. Yeah, I'm doing good. Hope you're doing well. Also yourself. Apologies, I didn't reply to you immediately. Obviously, with sim racing, at times it does get a little bit difficult to talk to chat. It does in certain phases. So obviously that phase was obviously where I needed to think about my pit stops. So there's an area that I do need to highly focus on. I do. And it was a good thing I did because obviously, as you saw with me coming into pit lane, I almost
Last lap
came
time
in
was
too
at
fast.
1:47.23.
I almost came in a bit too fast, which obviously is a big deal because you have to serve a penalty and you have to stay stationary for about 40 seconds, which is a long time. It's like half of a lap just staying stationary. And it's something you definitely do not want to do.
Shirk is leading the race.
Oh, Philip is actually... Oh, no, he's not. He's not leading, Jim. Our class has just come back out ahead of us. That's not rude. I will say I made one little adjustment to the setup.
Far right, clear right.
Come on, class. I actually blinked to say what direction I want to go past him. I want him to just stay on the racing line. I don't mind him lifting off the accelerator, but... You know, he just sat in the middle of the track. That's not giving
Ahead is now
the
2.4.
faster car a decision. That's blocking the track, surely.
You've just done at 1:47.52.
It's not the first time he's done it either. But we're actually catching up to Daniel Slater. But Daniel I do respect quite a lot of the driver, actually, to be honest. You know, he's pretty quick, he's very consistent. And he's actually doing quite well as well. I am hoping in the next few laps we'll be able to catch up to Daniel. Are we going any quicker than what I did earlier though? That'd be just the fuel tank's a bit heavier at the moment, which it is. Remind you, new personal best coming up. We're still going quicker.
The track temperature's decreasing. It's now 39 Celsius. 17th place. It's your best lap in this session.
Yeah, and Daniel's starting to push a bit too hard. Here, so he is making mistakes, which is good. So we're just part of our time.
Thank you.
that was beautiful. As a matter of fact, for this setup on this track, I actually changed the friction on the brake pads for this race actually, and I honestly am happy that I actually did change them. So I normally get my setups from VRS, I do, and I actually did change it. Obviously I can't say what they are, because that will be in breach of their terms and conditions, terms of service. So obviously I can't really say what exactly I did change. But I will say there was one slight little thing that did change concerning the friction. And it really has helped a lot in this race, honestly. Especially in the long term, actually. It actually feels more comfortable, so you can feel it more.
The gap to Slater in front is now 1.0. That was a 147.48. That's good consistency. Keep it up. That's 20 minutes to go. 20 minutes.
Oh, I braked a little bit late there. The front end just slided, so it didn't really turn. I wonder if Daniel's starting to push harder.
The gap to Slater ahead is increasing. It's now 1.7 seconds.
We actually are catching up to the to Ola ahead. Robert Stoughton hasn't really pulled too far away either. We're going to be a tiny little bit faster again.
I give you all the room on the right side and you want to pass on the left side? A little bit too quick. I am starting to try and push a little bit harder. Find areas that I can push a little bit more.
The gap to Slater in front is now 1.8 seconds.
Okay, why did David not bond right here? He suddenly popped out of nowhere. He must have made a mistake of some sort.
15 minutes remaining, 15 minutes to go. Nice and smooth with that throttle. Keep it balanced. The car in front of us is now Slater.
There's going to be a lot of time lost there. But too early. You can't really gain the time back.
To Slater ahead is now 1.2 seconds.
Still though, I think this is going to be a lap time going into the 146s. Yep, it is. But Daniel right now is catching the slipstream from David.
I'm close enough to Daniel now that I'll be able to get some slipstream.
You've just done a 147.02. The gap to Slater ahead is now 0.9.
I think I'm just overheating the front tyres a little bit, I think, at the moment. Best of it is, I don't really want to be letting off right now. I need to be keeping up. But it'll be interesting. I like just dropping off the pace a
The
little.
track temperature's decreasing. It's now 37 Celsius. Okay, Al, the next car is Slater.
So 10 minutes to go, and the gap between the two leaders is about 5 seconds. Oh, too wide. Oh, something just flew up in the air for a second. Okay, they're now battling each other. This is actually one of the best sections of track to have a battle with somebody. I think David's just giving Daniel the position, really, to be honest. Oh no, maybe not. It's not an easy braking zone, because part of the braking zone you have to actually turn in, so you can never really go fully on the brake pedal. Yeah, that gap is now 4 seconds between the front two.
The gap in front is now 1.5 seconds.
Come on, turn in, car.
Cox is now leading. New fastest lap for Shirk, 145.64.
45.6. Wow, that's a lap. Yeah, just don't feel like I can keep up with these two.
That lap was at 147.03.
Not unless they get into a full-scale battle. Oh, hello.
On your left. Clear to the left.
I'm really trying hard to keep to the right-hand side. Managed to do that, but I do lose a little bit of time to the other two ahead. But that is for track position. God, these tyres. They're a little bit done.
Sanderson is getting closer. The gap is now 1.2 seconds. Okay, Al, 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes left.
Right, so it's P16 now.
10 minutes of fuel remaining.
God, come on, I need to concentrate. That was legit right there, that was me not concentrating.
Okay. 16th place.
Well, you're only going to have about 3 more laps to go, including this one.
Alright, Al, push now. We can catch up here. Front is now 2.2.
Well, that gap is only 1.5 seconds now between the two leaders. There'll be about 2 more laps to go, probably.
That's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes.
Tried to stay out of your way, Peter.
Thanks, Pat.
Okay, this battle just ahead of us, a few seconds up the road, is a 3-car fight, all for position. And this should be the last lap. Yeah, it is. So this is now the last lap. Something can happen, but we need to be in a position to be able to take it.
15th place, last lap.
What's just happened to Shwerker? Oh, there he is. Back on it. I was wondering where he was then for a second.
Thank you, Peter.
Okay, Al. 5 minutes of fuel remaining. 5 minutes.
Clear to the right.
Oh, and there's Class again. Don't think he should get in the way of us though, really, to be honest. If they're going to overtake at any point
2
now,
minutes
it's
to
going
go.
to be
2
him.
minutes. Cox is now in the lead.
Okay. Nice and gently. There we go. P16, I'm happy with that, considering I've had no practice on this track at all over the past week. But to top it all off, that's a 0x race over an hour and a half.
P16. Okay, it's over. Well done, mate. Good finish.
It's pretty impressive.
Kick
That is, if I don't say so myself. I'm pretty sure a handful of drivers would have gotten a fair few incident
I
points.
thought you were going to catch me there at the end.
I didn't hear of anybody getting DQ'd, but that doesn't mean that that hasn't been the case. So you don't know that for certain. It doesn't always report if somebody's been disqualified. It definitely doesn't give a report to us to say that somebody's been given a penalty of some sort. Only if they just pit. But yeah, Philip Schwerker obviously started right at the back, having had a qualifying ban for this race. He still finished P2, very close to winning it, although he started right at the back from all of that. But yeah, a 0x race for us, which is a very good performance. It's actually a result in itself, because it's not often you do get that. So, but yeah, our first proper race back. I am sweating a little bit, I'm going to be honest. A little bit thankful I'm wearing this shirt, by the way. The reason why I'm wearing this particular one, for those of you that don't know, my good friend Paul Webster, who is also a streamer, he is celebrating his new team's 1-year anniversary this weekend at the Surrounding 4 Hours of Spa, Full Tilt Motorsport. And this shirt is actually of his old sim racing team that I used to be a part of, Momentum Esports. So I'm obviously dedicating this race to him as well, and hope that all 4 of his entries that he's putting forward for this weekend has a very, very good weekend as well. But as well, you know, thank you ever so much, obviously my own team of Sim Ability as well, for all their gracious support as well. But otherwise, I'm going to leave it there. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Like, comment, subscribe for those of you on YouTube. See you guys next time.